Welcome to Moscow, Mike. How do you like your new apartment?
Limited access, secure building, high-speed internet. This'll work just fine.
Anything else?
Like
the view?
Oh yeah, could be a sniper risk. I might have to put up heavy curtains.
Always the professional, Mike. All right, down to business then. Do you have a plan of attack for Moscow? Sounds like a solid plan. What will you follow up on first?
Not sure yet. The missile launchers were moved through Leningradsky Station. There might be intel there. I've also got a CIA informant codenamed Grigory and a mob underboss called Lazo.
Finding those missiles is important, although more information would be helpful. But from his file, Grigory looks like the type who would sell information about you to interested parties. Lazo might be able to provide some leads too.
Getting the lay of the land would be helpful. I'd rather not walk into an ambush if I can help it.
Smart plan. Call me when you have anything.
Tragedy struck Taipei when President Ronald Sung was gunned down by an unknown assassin at a political rally earlier today. The president was rushed to Taipei City Hospital, where doctors declared him dead on arrival. No word yet how this might impact the upcoming elections or relations between the People's Republic and Taiwan. After initial panic among the audience, police report that order has been restored with no loss of life. Several men who attempted to incite a riot were arrested without incident. In technology news, a string of hacker attacks have recently
Agent Darcy
struck the
sent me
US
this for
Department
acing the
of
training
Defense.
course.
The
You
attacks
misspelled
have
my
been
name.
described as internet
Thornton.
terrorism. Repeated attempts to break into the department's systems in order to steal or corrupt valuable data. Government investigators have alleged that most of these hacking attempts have originated in mainland China, although the Chinese government has denied any connection to the attacks. I'll investigate this topic further in the upcoming 5-part series, Terror on the Internet. Is your data safe?
I probably didn't need to take his glass eye as a trophy, but yours are so passé. Nina wrote, "Way to score." I think she custom framed it just for me.
Received complaints
Nice.
from buyers who have been taken in by multiple false claims, including the dreaded Nigerian pet scam, and lost hundreds of dollars.
Consumers have been asked not to trust any pictures of puppies they are sent. According to the Humane Society, just because you receive a picture from someone on the web does not necessarily mean that thing is real.
Oh,
So
great.
news.
Picture of Darcy. He wrote, "Mike and Sean, fuck yeah!" With 3
Police say
exclamation
that a drug
points.
courier was attacked by members of a rival gang in Robin Goulet's latest show in New York was greeted with surprisingly mixed reviews.
The focal point of the show was the controversial theme of ruined beauty. Model strip.
Breathtaking twist in fashion.
Here, now that my boss.
Too scared to fight So crazy.
I'm going to find you.
Ha! Breakers history. I'm the big man in Moscow. You wait.
Lazo has been terminated. Move out.
What the hell's going on here? What, nothing to say? I want to know what you're doing here. Who sent you? Make another move and I'll have to fire.
Mike, are you still there?
I'm here.
Someone was jamming the frequency. Are you all right?
Yeah, I think so. What's up with the connection? Looks like something's interfering with the transmission. Or... Albatross. It's been a while since Taipei. I ran into a little friend of yours tonight, hanging out with your G-22 buddies. She's quite the little firecracker, although she doesn't talk much. Well, except with those pistols of hers.
That would be my bodyguard, sis. And I know you spared her life. That's why I'm calling.
I didn't want to fight her. I was only there for Lazo. But she didn't give me much choice.
It was under my orders, Mike. But I didn't realize you would be there. Else, I would have instructed Sis to behave differently.
So should I ask what G-22 is doing in Moscow? You guys sure seem to get around.
It's a rather long answer, Mike. One I'd like to discuss more, if you'd be up for it.
Is your bodyguard invited? If so, I'll need body armor.
I'm afraid it's required she be present. We're not supposed to be apart. It's how G-22 operates in the field. But like you, I tend to bend the rules for the sake of the greater good. I'll leave the choice up to you, but I can't wait long. If you want to discuss your future, then meet me at the following coordinates. It isn't far. And come alone.
Alright. But I better not be walking into an ambush. And tell Sis to keep her distance.
I will do so. I will not wait long, Mike. So if you want to speak to me, you'll have to do it soon.
I don't want to shoot you, but pull that trigger, and I will.
It's all right, sis. Hello, Mike. No trouble finding the place, I hope.
You wanted to meet face to face. Why?
I wanted to talk about you and the organization I represent. You spared Sis's life. For that, you have my thanks.
I have something of hers. Here.
Did she give that to you? I see. The locket is a childhood memento. Perhaps those days are gone. Regardless, thank you for sparing her life. The gratitude comes from both of us, it seems.
According to what I've been able to dig up on you two, she's your bodyguard. If anyone should be saving someone's life, it's her.
That is correct.
Intel suggests she's an orphan. That you're not related.
I see you've accessed Interpol records, Agent Thornton. I thought I'd wipe those clean.
Well, I'm thorough. But if she's your bodyguard, why did you send her to Laszlo's yacht? Isn't she supposed to be protecting you? She could have been killed, you know. That's no way to treat someone you care about. And no way to treat a child.
Sis would not be here today if not for me, Agent Thornton. The world is cruel in many respects. And every day we survive, we've gambled against death and won. And the locket she gave you. Perhaps Sis is not a child anymore. To throw away childhood mementos so carelessly.
That locket? It's not a childhood memento.
Excuse me?
The locket. It depicts St. George and the dragon. According to the legend, townsfolk fed their children to the dragon out of fear to prevent its wrath. Eventually, the king agreed to feed his own daughter to the beast.
I'm not sure I like the implication, Agent Thornton.
I wasn't aware there was one. I'm guessing only she knows how St. George factors in. But I'm wondering who G22 is in the story, and who you are. I'm sure Sis could clear it up. If she wanted to tell us, that is.
She can't.
Can't? Or won't?
She's a mute. Let's walk. Sis will make sure we're not interrupted.
All right. So, what did you want to talk about?
I know to all outward appearances you're a rogue agent. I also know about Alpha Protocol, and in your case, it's being used for its intended purpose.
It wasn't my choice, really. One of my associates made the decision for me.
I disagree. You had other options, I'm sure. Did enacting Alpha Protocol change your mission?
No.
Then you should be proud of your accomplishment.
What accomplishment?
It's not often that one gets to turn the tools of their own government against them, and for the right reasons. And Alpha Protocol? It is a powerful tool.
Between Halbeck and you, I'm beginning to feel like everyone knows about Alpha Protocol.
It may seem that way. I'd argue you're simply traveling in a smaller circle here, on the fringe of international politics.
I don't know what you want, Albatross. G22's agenda? Doesn't seem like you have one.
No. We have aspirations, as does any government. But we believe that agendas are accomplished by careful study and observation. If the status quo is disrupted, it makes predicting triggers and events more difficult. It's an odd thing. A government-sponsored program whose purpose is to prevent being policed by its own government. Now, what kind of foundation is that for a country?
I guess you have to trust your country and act in its best interests.
Do you trust your country?
I do. I believe in the mission.
I propose we become allies.
What, I become a member of G22?
No. I propose we cooperate. You will find that as extensive as Alpha Protocol's leftover safe houses and gadgets are, well, G22 has access to much more.
And the price?
Let us say I owe you. You've already paid me, in the only currency I value. What do you say?
All right. I need all the friends I can get. And for some reason, I trust you.
You won't regret it, Mike. We're out of time, I'm afraid. Thank you for listening to me, Mike. I know you have a great deal of work ahead of you.
Albatross, I need to know something.
Yes. What?
This business with Halbeck. I can still prevent it, right? There's a way to stop them. This isn't going to end well, is it?
Mike, it never does.
Pleasure cruisers on the Moscow River received a shock this morning when they discovered an empty yacht floating unattended on the river. Muscovite police were summoned to the scene after bloodstains and signs of a violent struggle were detected on the boat's deck.
Talk about your ghost ship.
Ghost ship indeed. Police are dragging the river where the yacht was found, but no bodies have been located yet.
Spooky.
Tragic news for dog lovers. The latest target of scammers are online puppy buyers, those seeking the comfort of canine companionship.
Fashion news, designer Robin Goulet's latest show in New York was greeted with surprisingly mixed reviews.
The focal point of the show was the controversial theme of ruined beauty.
The designer called it a, quote,
Michael Thornton. Welcome to Moscow. You are fresh from Taipei, yes? Terrible thing, the Sony assassination. Death ends the best friendships. I feel honored. Your first time in Moscow, and I am your first stop. What brings Michael Thornton, world traveler, to this humble bar?
I wanted to ask you some questions about Halbeck and the weapons they've been smuggling through Moscow.
You are here conducting an investigation. Very interesting.
In a sense, yes. Halbeck's involved in serious arms trafficking violations. I want to stop them.
Interfering in such things is dangerous in Moscow. But you must know this.
That's why I need all the friends and information I can get.
Friendship is good, yes. Getting killed, not so good.
I guess it depends on whether you're a gambling man.
To gamble, Mr. Thornton, one must have money.
Very well. I'll have the money sent to you. Now can you help me or not?
It would be my pleasure. Now, what is it you want to know?
Stopping the missile shipment is my top priority. What was their destination?
That is a difficult question, but I know someone who would know the answer. There is a man, Sergei Surkov. He runs several businesses in Moscow. He may know who Halbeck is dealing with.
Sergei Surkov. Running a check on the name now. We're getting a lot of hits. He shouldn't be hard to find. Although, judging from his contact list, figuring out where his next appointment is could take some time.
Alright, I think I can wait a little longer. And there's a few other leads I'd like to track down.
You were planning to investigate Leningradsky station, yes? Maybe you can do me a favor.
A favor?
Your American missiles are not the only cargo that comes through the station. If you go, maybe you could divert these shipments, accidentally, of course.
What, you mean change the shipping labels? And me without my label maker.
It is more simple than that. The box destination is stenciled on the side, but it is a code. Change it with a marker, and the boxes will end up somewhere else. To a friend of ours who will be happy to reimburse us, maybe do a little business with you.
I'll think about it.
What more can an old man ask for?
officials today announced that the People's Republic would issue sanctions against any nation recognizing Taiwan as an independent state.
The Chinese have always held the official position that Taiwan is merely a breakaway.
Kids enjoy candy, but what are some of the downsides to this drink? A recent study by scientists of the American Medical Association has linked the consumption of sugar.
To one researcher, we gave
Must be a small army out there.
Come out, or I'll shoot through those boxes you're crouching behind.
Wouldn't want that.
You must be that American agent I've heard so much about.
A little bird told you that?
Grigori is no bird, darling. You should be careful who you speak to. Here to catch a train?
I'm here looking for the Halbeck missiles that were smuggled through Moscow.
Oh, very truthful of you. Bad practice in our business. But we should talk. I do not want to shoot you, as I only have so many bullets.
Could have fooled me.
Them? They didn't take many bullets. You, I'm not so sure it would be as easy. I propose a deal. I am here for the same reason you are, to find this Halbeck train. We work together, we both get what we want.
If your objective is to reach the train, then we can help each other out. After that, I can't make any promises.
Nor can I. Until the train is reached then, yeah?
Well, considering you have the drop on me, then it sounds like a deal. For now.
That is good. Because I think we have company.
Who are the guys in the tracksuits?
No idea. They may be guarding the shipment.
Looks like I've walked into the middle of a turf war.
Hope you're not planning on getting involved.
May not have much choice.
Just remember why you're here, Mike. Watch out, Mike. I'm picking up movement on that water tower.
Great. Snipers on the tower. I'm in, and I've discovered where the weapons are going.
Upload the data. I'll pass it along to the authorities.
find you.
Walked into a toy store. Looks like the shipment's ready to go to its client.
We're not going to have time to warn the local authorities. And they won't have time to confiscate the weapons before they're moved out. It'd be safer to destroy them. According to the station layouts, there should be a storage room across the tracks.
Found the shipping manifests, but no mention of the missiles. Weapons, a lot of them, are coming through this train yard, but not the ones we're looking for.
All right, get out of there then. It still could help us.
Be right there. Just need to change the destination address. Actually, I'll ship them to Grigori. He'll appreciate the present.
Mike, we don't have time. Never mind.
You better appreciate this, Grigori. So much for getting out of here the easy way. That must be Dmitri.
Michael, I tell you not to fire on my men. Then you go put bullets in them. You have a listening problem, I think.
I didn't trust you to keep your end of the bargain. After all, you never really told me what you were doing here in the first place.
You should have trusted me the moment I did not kill you, Michael.
So what now? We start shooting each other? Or do we work this out?
I am thinking it over, Michael. Very well. We work this out, and we work together. I will be in touch, Michael. I think we will have much to discuss, you and I.
All right. In the interests of international goodwill, I accept.
I would wait until you hear my offer first, but it will not be long, I promise.
In Moscow today, authorities are baffled by the aftermath of a shootout at the Leningradsky train yard, which left several dead and an estimated $500,000 in property damage.
The identities of the victims have not yet been released, but according to an unnamed source within the investigation, several of the deceased were armed with military-grade weaponry and body armor. No word yet as to whether these men were associated with any foreign government or were acting independently.
In related news, Russia's Prime Minister has announced that new legislation will be enacted early next year to tighten security at Russia's borders.
Looks like the Iron Curtain may be coming down again, huh?
It certainly does. Tragic news for dog lovers. The latest target of scammers are online puppy buyers. Those... attacks have recently struck the U.S. Department of Defense. The attacks have been described as internet terrorism, repeated attempts to break into the department's systems in order to steal or corrupt valuable data. Government investigators have alleged that most of these hacking attempts
was greeted with surprisingly mixed reviews.
The focal point of the show was the controversial theme of ruined beauty. Models dressed in Goulet's latest designs would stroll to the end of the runway, where they were actually drenched in real pig blood.
Well, many did find it outrageous, some less so. Fans of the designer called it a, quote, new and breathtaking twist in fashion, while critics called it, quote, gaudy, overblown, and completely gross. And various animal rights groups picketed the show, claiming it was, quote, disrespectful to the suffering of fellow...
Turn up anything, Mina?
The name Grigory provided. Sergei Surkov. He's well connected in Moscow, and he may know what Halbech's plans are.
Any idea where I can find him?
I've confirmed he's at the American Embassy now. He should be there for the next few hours, if his schedule holds.
Good to hear. Is something wrong?
Something's interfering with the signal. I'm going to switch to another frequency.
What the hell?
Mike, I understand you're going after Surkov.
I suppose it's too much to ask to give me some warning before you interrupt my calls.
We don't have a lot of time. I know about your mission, and I can assist you in getting to Surkov. When you arrive at the embassy, I can patch into your frequency and provide support, as your handler. I think you'll find G-22's resources are considerable.
Alright. I could use all the help I can get.
Excellent. I have your frequency. I'll contact you when you reach the embassy, and we can go from there.
Alright, I'll bring the marshmallows, you bring the hot dogs.
This is no time for jokes.
If you're too cheap to buy hot dogs, just say so. Guess G-22 resources aren't what they're cracked up to be.
One last thing, Mike. I'd prefer infiltrating the embassy quietly. If things should get difficult, however...
I'll be ready. Expecting trouble?
Always.
Great.
What happened? I got cut off.
Mina, I think Albatross is going to be joining us at the embassy.
What?
No time to explain. But I think we need to reach Surkov now. So this is the embassy, huh? I was hoping for something a little cheerier.
There's still no contact from G-22. Do you want to call
Mike,
them?
this is Albatross. Our surveillance indicates you're at the embassy perimeter. Can you confirm?
I'm guessing that feedback means you've cut me off from my handler.
I've locked down your signal to keep radio traffic to a minimum. It's a low probability embassy security will pick up our conversation, but I'm worried about other interests.
Understood. Has your surveillance picked up anything else?
We're checking the embassy grounds now. No sign of hostiles. Yet.
Alright, let's see what we got at the front door.
Embassy guards in the front. But they don't seem to be on alert. You did speak to Grigory, didn't you, Thornton? I would have thought local informants would have already revealed our presence in Moscow.
I spoke to him, but he didn't mention any ties to the embassy. In fact, he's the one who gave me Surkov's name.
Grigory makes his living selling intelligence. If he didn't sell your whereabouts to Surkov, then we have a problem. How you want to handle the approach is up to you, Thornton. If you get into trouble, I cannot get agents there in time to help you. But remember, Surkov is our priority. There may be another way into the building. Satellites are picking up possible roof access.
Understood. Mike out.
Good. The ladder should grant you roof access. I'm reading a C4 explosion in your area. The VCI are attacking the building.
Great. Any idea how many?
Enough. Keep focusing on Surkov. That's where they're headed. Reinforcements are being deployed. They're rappelling from the chopper onto the ledge outside the building. Surkov is close. Picking up his radio.
Agent Thornton, I had heard you were in Moscow, although I didn't expect our meeting to be quite so dramatic.
You knew I was coming?
Yes, Grigori mentioned you were in Moscow. I suspect he let others know as well.
Surkov's correct. Unless you want to leak information, I suggest you use another contact in the future.
That's irritating.
It is business. But your treatment of Grigori, that's worked to your benefit. The embassy security systems are our problem. The explosion has triggered the automatic security gates. They must be disabled if we want to escape the building.
So I need to find the security terminal and then override the codes.
Yes, the terminal is upstairs. But in the monitoring room next to us, there is a maintenance ladder. Take the ladder to the main security room upstairs. Unlock the gates. Then I can meet up with you at the courtyard. We don't have much time.
The room Surkov mentioned should be close by. Once inside, look for a maintenance ladder leading up to the 4th floor. me see if I can open the maintenance hatch by remote. Deployed several groups on the roof. Be careful. BCI are getting ahead of you, and it looks like they're hacking the embassy systems.
Bravo squad, moving out.
Did it. Security gate's unlocked. Now all I have to do is get out of here.
Rendezvous with Surkov in the main courtyard. He should be on his way there now.
Delta here. We're moving out.
Control the elevators on the upper floors. I'm trying to shut them down and cut off further reinforcements. Done, but one team slipped through. The elevator shut down. Look for another way off the floor. I'm picking up PCI transmissions. Looks like reinforcements are entering the embassy. Surkov's at the front door. Provide cover. Don't let him get shot, or this was all for nothing.
Reputation, procedure, Mr. Thorpe. When Grigori indicated you were in Moscow, he underestimated your abilities. I did not.
Glad I didn't disappoint. I was hoping you could help me.
If I can, I will. You are here concerning Halbech, correct? May I ask why?
It's my responsibility to find out what they're doing here in Moscow.
Your
and stop them.
responsibility? Forgive me, Mr. Thornton, but my understanding was that you are a rogue agent.
That doesn't make me any less responsible to my country or to the world, Mr. Surkov. Can you help me?
I will, gladly. Halbech is smuggling weapons through Moscow. Was your country not already aware of this?
I'm not sure how much my government really knows. There seems to be protocols in place to blind them to their own actions.
I do not know who Halbech's contact is in Moscow, but it will not take me long to find out.
I appreciate the cooperation.
As I appreciate you saving my life, Mr. Thornton. I think our responsibility to our countries is something we see eye to eye on.
Glad to hear it, Surkov. I look forward to hearing from you.
Breaking news from Moscow this morning. Last night, the United States Embassy was the victim of a terrorist attack. According to eyewitnesses speaking exclusively to INN, the attackers were well armed and struck with military precision. Thus far, no group has stepped forward to take credit for the attack.
Russian FSB spokesmen have not released many details of the incident, but have assured the press that they are cooperating closely with American agents on the scene. The death toll is believed to be somewhere near 50, although a final tally will not be possible until a full report is released later this month.
Reports that Sergei Surkov, a Muscovite entrepreneur and reputed former leader of the Russian mob, was the actual target of the assault, remain unconfirmed at this time. However, sources have claimed Surkov was present at the embassy on the night of the attack. Mr. Surkov could not be reached for comment.
Tragic news for dog lovers. The latest target of scammers are online puppy...
Designer Robin Goulet's latest show in New York was greeted with surprisingly mixed reviews.
The focal point of the show was the controversial theme of ruined beauty. Models dressed in Goulet's latest designs would stroll to the end of the runway.